What's up again, friends of mine, and not friends of mine, and acquaintances, and people I've never met, and people I'm just meeting. This is my June 8th video, and I've been thinking this morning about making a video, and I just keep passing by the idea of sitting down and doing it. And it got me thinking about this channel, and how, I've been making videos on here for probably 6 years now, and sometimes I go through a process of where I have somewhat of a video block. And it's not that, you see, the thing is, I don't make videos about a particular subject. I talk about everything. So whenever I've tried to delve into a particular subject on my channel, it never lasts. I'm just not interested in it. I do things my way, and that's the way I like it. And so I've been kind of thinking about, I don't know, what moves me and what kinds of things that I really enjoy talking about and sharing. And during these last few years, I've met a lot of really great people online, and we've had a lot of great discussions. But over time, I've also learned that I really don't like feeling pressured in any way. I never have, to do anything. Like, for example, I had a couple of people who asked me if I would do a podcast with these Kratom guys, and I thought about it, and I thought, I'm just really not interested. Then I thought, well, that's kind of dickish, if people want to interview each other. But I realized to explain it a little better, I guess I'm somewhat of a lone wolf, but I've also found myself to be I'm a very group-oriented person, so that's what I've been thinking about today. The idea that I love to discuss things, and I love to share, and I love to be in big groups and discuss things with people, but I'm really reluctant to go into, say, massive crowds, and I'm also reluctant to do things that aren't on my terms, which sounds selfish, and it is, because I have the right to be selfish as a human. And I've thought, first off, I'm not very good on the phone, so I've had several people, let's say customer-related, or friend-related, or anything related, they want to talk on the phone about something, and I'll say, well, I'm going to be honest with you, I hate the phone. I don't answer it. I never answer it. I do not talk on my phone. And it's a very old phone. It's not very good quality. It's just because I'm not interested in the cell phone, not just cell phones, any phones. I just don't like talking on the phone. So I'm trying to set that on the back burner and say that's just how I feel about it. And I got to thinking about how people who watch my videos might think that I'm a very, that I really enjoy talking and having discussions with people, and I do. But like I said, it's got to be on my terms. So that's something I guess I've been thinking about, and thinking, is that not being a team player? I've always thought of myself as a team player when it's necessary, but I also have to choose which sport I want to play, right? So, being an individual in this world, life is complicated enough. So I guess what I'm trying to convey here is that each one of us has to figure out which aspects of ourselves that we want to change, which aspects about ourselves that we don't really care if they change, and maybe which ones that others are telling us that we need to change that we feel we're doing just fine. I don't want to get too much into the depths and details and try to give examples, because I think that each one of us has a very specific set of skills and interests. And if we're forced to, going outside of that comfort zone can be useful. It can actually benefit us to step outside, and being outside our comfort zone, we get to learn whether or not we like to do something. So for an example, for me, I like to sit here and be able to make a video on YouTube and talk about whatever I want. And I would love to be able to make a living doing something like speaking. But the minute I did, then I would be obligated to perform. I would be obligated to talk about particular subjects. I would be obligated to show up at a specific time and to speak for a certain length. And I guess all in all, I just really don't like structure. We humans have tried to create these little societal structures around us, and some of them protect us and help us and benefit us, but some of them just cause more problems than they're worth. And one of those structures we've created is the expectation of other people to cater to the way we want them to be, or to, be in the right state of mind or in the right mood at the right time. And if they're not, people get all upset about it, forgetting that we're all just people. That when we set aside all the bullshit that we've created in our minds and really look at life for what it is, it's very difficult to start off on a clean slate and to start over. Like to break down the walls of programming that we all have within us. And some people struggle so hard against that they feel that everything we've learned is bad, that, that we've all been lied to and all been programmed to be fools. And I don't think I take it that far. I'd say that we're all just doing the best we can with the tools we were given. But if we don't share some of our tools with other people, then none of us grow. So we have to listen to others and, see what moves them. And, I don't know, find a way to get along and to make it through this life. And to just stop at least once a day and look back and say, wait a minute, I have the right to make choices for myself. I have the right to live my life the way I want to live it. And if people want to think of that as not being a team player or being a loner, I say go for it. That's fine. As an individual, you have the right to decide what you want to do with your time. And as soon as you have relationships, that completely changes. In order to be in a proper relationship, you have to give and take. You have to obligate yourself to other people. So the people you surround yourself with are the most crucial aspect of sanity, if you will. Because we can delude ourselves in our own minds. But if we're around others who give us feedback on things, then we're more likely to question ourselves when a person says, hey, you might be happier if you did this, or you should do that. When anybody in society says that to us we've never met, we'll say, hey, you don't know me, you don't know my life. But for the people that do know us and do know our lives, we're more likely to listen. And a lot of folks want to shut down because of that. And that's how some people separate themselves from and isolate themselves from other people. It's for fear of ridicule or fear of judgment. And I say, bring on the judgment. I've been judged so much in my life. Do I care? No. I mean, it bothers you when you're young, but you grow out of it, hopefully, realizing that, sure, I was that acne-covered, 16-year-old kid on a skateboard. I had more than my share of being made fun of in my school years and otherwise, but I didn't let it turn me into an asshole or think that I have to get back at the world. I didn't become a cop, in other words. And I don't mean that offensively to any good cops out there, because I know there are good cops. I just also know that a lot of people who become police do so because they've seen someone wronged or they've been wronged. We can see that reflected in the way that, the way that they talk to people and treat people, but I don't want to get into that. That's just another aspect of it. We're all humans, and we all tend to fit in these, we fit the mold of what we're told we should be like, and not always. That's like, if people tell you that you're stupid enough times, you might start to believe it. And if people tell you you're great enough times, you might start to believe it too. But in the end, it doesn't matter what other people think of you if you know inside that it's not true. So we have to analyze ourselves, analyze our emotions, and be honest. Really, that's just the root of it is the brutal honesty. Some people are so tread on because they allow themselves to be tread on. People who will do favors for anyone, and they think that that's what being a friend is. Or, if you don't share my post on Facebook, you're not a real friend. Give me a fucking break. Friends are, very subjective as far as what you view a friend. But I feel like we've become, too attached to other people and what they're doing, rather than looking at ourselves and saying, what will make me happier? We rely too much on external happiness, and that's our downfall, I think. Only true happiness comes from within. We can look without to other people, to money, to religions, to politics, anything that we want to yearn to find a group to fit in, and if that works for us, then so be it. But ultimately, we have to realize if we're left alone and naked, what do we have to offer? If you strip away all the clothing, you strip away all the money, you strip away all the education and all the I'm so great, what's really left? when you're standing out in the street naked? Are you still a great person? Are you still a kind person? I guess I've never been out naked in the street, so I don't know yet, but hopefully. So this ramble's over. I've pretty much just stretched out a bunch of random things into a video, and I'll leave it at that. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful day.